Lashanta for My 600-Pound Life, Season 7, Episode 16 that premiered in 2019. As of filming, she is 39 years old, she has 4 children, and she is living with her boyfriend JT. She is currently bedbound, she cannot stand or even hardly move out of her bed, so JT is her full-time caregiver. She does help prepare the meals, he will bring them to her and she cuts everything up and seasons everything and then he actually cooks it. But aside from that, it's pretty much on JT and the children. Lashanta is one of 4 children and she says that growing up, everything was pretty good until around the age of 7 years old when her father cheated on her mother and then they became very cold and distant to each other, and then also her father became very distant to her. And a few years later, he would end up leaving as the mom kicked him to the curb. All of this took a big toll on Lashanta, and by the time she was 13, she was 200 pounds. Shortly after this, she would get pregnant with her first child. The father would not stick around and was not in the picture. When she had her first child at 14, she dropped out of school, she got a job at a fast food restaurant, and having access to the fast food, she was able to gain weight even quicker. At 15 years old, she moved into her own apartment, and she says that her weight then accelerated because it was just her and she could eat whatever she wanted. By the time she was 16, she was 300 pounds. She was living with a boyfriend at the time. She became pregnant with her second child. He became very abusive towards her. He threatened and tried to unalive her, and he was arrested for that. And by the time she was 20 years old, she was 425 pounds. At 21, she became pregnant with her third child, and the father would also leave, leaving her with 3 children on her own. At 27 years old, she became pregnant with her 4th child, but the father would leave, and now she had 4 children to care on her own. And by the time she was 35 years old, she was over 600 pounds. About 2 years ago, she had to go to a hospital, and that's where she met her now boyfriend JT while she was in the hospital. And JT says that he prefers bigger women because they are nicer and they are just more cuddlier. Lashanta's mom is not very supportive of her, so she really only has JT and her kids, as her mom really gets on her about her weight. Lashanta is really fearful that she is going to pass soon and going to leave all of her children without a mother, so she is seeking the help of a doctor now. Go to my next video that's already posted and we will continue her journey.